Hey, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I am Victoria-Monique and I'm here to assist you, guide you back into full love with yourself, or maybe you're already there and you're just curious about how I interpret the law and what all the amazing teachers like Bashar, the Council, Abraham Hicks, and many more out there have to tell us. So, secondly, I kinda not sorry for the light. I will work on better lights, so in the evenings it doesn't look like a scary movie. In any case, I was on my way to a concert tonight, which was such a fun manifestation in and of itself. It was really cool. I was on a guest list, and the person that had invited me was waiting for me at the entrance, and then he took me backstage, and it was really fun, and all the drinks were provided, and it was very interesting because I've known this person. I know this person in a different way, and so I'm constantly changing who I am. I think we all do that. Some do it consciously. I do it consciously. Other people do it unconsciously. And it's really nice to see the reflection of that in others. And this video is not about that. But when I was on my way to the concert, I had to think of how Bashar speaks about that clip that I'm going to post again in this video, and I posted it in a different video on parallel realities. And I'm going to enter it again now. So it's about 45 seconds. And then I will come back.
Each and every moment, you actually exist in a completely different parallel reality. What you define yourself to be in that next moment utterly determines what you are in that parallel reality and what that parallel reality is to you. It's your consistency of self-definition that makes it seem as if changes take time. If you really learn to redefine yourself wholly and behave like you have done it, you will be a different person in a different reality with a different DNA and a different experience and a different history.
And so you listened to the clip, and he speaks on how we constantly shift to a different parallel reality from moment to moment to moment, and that our consistency of self-definition determines how quickly we see change. Now, I already spoke about that in a different video on how to change your specific person. And that can be a romantic person, but it can also be your boss. It can be whoever, because a specific person doesn't necessarily have to be romance related. So I'll link that video in the description if you haven't seen it. Now I wanted to talk about a different part he speaks about, which is about how when you change your self-definition, also your DNA changes. Yeah? Really let that sink in, your DNA. And how the common, let's say common people for lack of a better term, say that DNA is what determines how fast your hair grows, how many fat cells you have, if you have a certain, I think the word is disposition in English, for certain diseases or not. Whatever there is linked to DNA. And we know, conscious creators, we know that anything can change at any moment. We don't know how because we're not in charge of the how. And I personally, and you probably too, otherwise you weren't drawn to listen to this, and maybe you're a follower, so you like also to understand things kind of more in depth. Yeah, I'm kind of nerdy like that. And so when you change your self-definition, you also change your DNA, which makes total sense because we know we can change from my hair doesn't grow to my hair grows really fast. We know that we can change from I used to be obese and now I'm super slim, thin, and healthy and strong. We know that we can change a lot. And this is the reason why it is possible. Because we live in a different parallel reality from moment to moment to moment. And when we redefine ourselves and we then thus change, we also change our DNA. And I love that. And I had to think of that when I was on the bike because I have done it with me, with my hair, for instance. When I was living in Berlin, or let's say a version of me, or I like to say it like that because it keeps me rooted and grounded in the fluidity of things. And I love to be reminded of that so that I don't go into the stories that other people go into, that they think, yeah, that's the past, that's who I am. No, it's a different version of me. A different version of me had a lot of hassle with her hair, and it was constantly breaking, and it wasn't growing. It seemed like it wasn't growing at all. And then all of a sudden, I remember being in Switzerland and being so fucking angry. I was so fed up with the hair of that version not growing past a certain point and breaking the whole time. And I was done. I was super done. And I can remember the moment that it happened. And I also remember from one of the books of Linda Medendal, I haven't spoken of her in a while, who is a Seth scholar, who also told of a story how her sister had like a really intense disease. And then when it got to the point that her sister had to walk around with, I think it was like with something with a kidney bag or so, that she got so angry and she was like, no, and this is not going to happen. Here's where I draw the line. And so where we draw the line psychologically, that's when change happens. That's when it's like, okay, no. And that's actually also when it changed for me. And it's also like what happened with the sister is her disease went the other way and she didn't have the disease at one point anymore even. And for me, like when I was in New Zealand last year, my hair was super long, man. And so I had some other issues going on. And I've changed that to I changed that again. And how is that possible? Because when I redefine myself, I change my DNA. I mean, how fucking cool is that? Okay, so this is the video for now. Raisa, your video is coming on the what would be the perfect affirmation for you for. So I think I will record it tomorrow or the day after. I have to feel the inspiration because otherwise it doesn't make sense, obviously, because I want to make the best possible video for you and for anyone else who can benefit from that information. So I wish you a beautiful rest of the day part that you're in, and I will see you in the next. Much love.